If you had to guess, what do you think is the biggest problem in the black community? Well, the video we watched today thinks they have the answer. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to the most concerning things about the black community by Amir Odom,
I think they say Amir.
in which he tries to give his take on it, explaining what he thinks are the biggest problems in the community. But with that being said, let's get straight into the video.
Whether it be our crippling culture, crumbling cities, or chaotic crime, we need to reevaluate what's going on within the black community because honestly, I feel like the solution is right in front of us. Let me tell you, growing up as a black man in America has been very interesting. From hating my skin and my hair to loving who I am today, and from hating this country with a burning passion to traveling abroad and understanding why people immigrate here in the first place, I've learned a lot. And as I've grown and listened to the perspectives of black people on the left, the right, and everywhere in between, I found some interesting overlaps that I want to talk about.
Video after video from murders to vandalism.
Most of those are young black victims of homicide. 72 people were shot in one weekend.
Community crime rates.
Studies, statistics, and surveys all say that black drivers are far more likely to be pulled over than white ones. They're also more likely to have guns pointed at them by police, to be detained, handcuffed, searched, and arrested.
The harsh reality is yes, this is all true, but damn, let's take a look at our community as a whole. Who is making up most of the crime? Who is making up most of the robberies? Why is it that people that look like me, black men, make up roughly 6-7% of the US population, but commit nearly 50% of all the murders and robberies? We talk all day about being the minority, but we make up majority of the most heinous acts of our society. We need to take accountability for that. Black people have—
I ain't gotta take accountability for shit, nigga.
You talking about me? Nah, them niggas do. I ain't did nothing.
I'm a law-abiding citizen.
It's them niggas, boy. Like he said, like he spitting all facts, bro. Like I'm not. You go anywhere in the public setting, it's like groups of white people, and they just there chilling. Any age, you're not gonna be that alarmed or scared. You might feel out of place, but you ain't gonna be alarmed or scared. Now, if you go out in public, and you go to a public setting, and you see groups of niggas of all ages, YNs, unks, you gonna be scared of the YNs, cause like at the end of the day, like every time there's a black gathering, you know something bad gonna happen. Like, and there's no shade to my community, bro. It's like we can't do nothing without fighting, shooting. Like something just happen every time, bro. Like we can never have just a good day.
I have been put in positions where if I've got pulled over by a policeman, I am actually mentally preparing for it to be my last day on earth. Because I'm not gonna lie, he might be right. We might take up majority of the crimes, the most heinous crimes. But because we do that, the people who don't do anything, law-abiding citizens, you could just have a expired sticker that expired yesterday and you get pulled over. And you are in danger of getting prejudice acts put on you because of statistics and stuff that they have seen from other people that just happen to share your skin tone, might happen to have the same haircut as you. And that's a scary reality, bro.
Hey, blame the niggas, man.
Like, I understand that people have their biases, they have their prejudice, right? But not everybody is going to be the same as the person beside them. Just because me and you might look the same, just because we might wear the same stuff doesn't mean we act completely the same. Like, I could watch completely different shows. I could like completely different forms of media than you. You could love baseball. I could love basketball. You could love football. I could love the other football. You know what I'm saying? Like, things are different between us. And we're not going to have those similar acts. We're not going to be similar people just because we look the same. And I think that's the problem that a lot of cops run into, is that they don't even want to take the chance. Which, to be honest, sometimes, why would you? But sometimes it just overlaps and it gets to the point where things happen where they don't need to. Things escalate when they don't need to, just because both sides are trying to be right about something.
Black people have killed more black people this year alone than white cops have killed black people in the past 10 years. Yet I'm supposed to be sitting up here crying about the white man and hating police. It doesn't make sense. And then I listen, and then they're gonna say, oh, well, bringing up black on black crime is deflecting. No, it's just the harsh reality. I'm addressing it for what it is. Takeoff, PNB Rock, Young Dolph, King Von, Pop Smoke, Nipsey Hussle, X. All these rappers dead, and by who? Black people.
Niggas!
Where's the line between being racist versus looking at the data for what it is? Context matters. It sucks being profiled, it really does, but we haven't taken into account how the people who look like me act in our society. We're out here demanding to be respected, but we don't even respect ourselves. Community behavior.
Some breaking news off the top. Hundreds of teens flooding into downtown Chicago tonight, smashing car windows, trying to get into Millennium Park, prompting a major police response. Within the past few minutes, shots were fired near the corner of Madison and Michigan.
This is how we're acting now? Really? We get slapped the label all the time of being rude, ghetto, entitled, loud, thieves, thugs. The list goes on, but look at us. Are they wrong? Honest conversation, are they wrong? Hell, these lootings and team takeovers nonstop. Who is doing it? Who is doing it? Look at the videos. Look at all across the United States. Who is doing it?
To be fair, everybody else does it. They just do it in different ways. No cap.
I would say niggas just do it way more.
They just do it way
Like,
more obvious. White people
man,
do it.
it's a difference.
White people do it systemically. Hispanic people do it under the table. Black people just don't care about being discreet. That's the only difference. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie.
Cause they know the fact of like the store people, they literally can't touch them or do anything to them. So they literally just grab stuff and walk out. Like, what you gonna do? Hey, yo, 'cause I've been in a store and it happened before. Like, girl done took Nike leggings out the store. They're like, hey, you have to pay for those. Girl, please.
But nah, I feel like we're just, I don't know, louder, I guess, for the lack of term. We're just louder about it. You know at least one white person at the company that's fixing the books to make sure they get paid more. You know at least one immigrant that literally gets paid cash to avoid taxes. Like, we know people who do this. And if you don't, I definitely do. So, like, she's gonna have to show me a percentage because I think everybody does it. I think everybody just does it in different ways. Black people are just the most loud about it, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't need to see no percentage. Niggas do it way more than everybody, bro. It could be a random day of the week, Tuesday. Group of niggas. Oh, we finna go rob the Apple store, nigga. Snatch every phone in there and leave. Who else would think to do something like that? Knowing them phones can be tracked. Just some nigga shit, man.
We're already such a small segment of the society, but for some reason, when we get together, it's always trouble.
The city of Miami Beach declared a state of emergency over the weekend after a deadly start to
Yeah,
spring
I
break.
remember when they
2
shut down
fatal
spring break
shootings and
too.
some out of control
Man,
crowds
I ain't gonna
also
lie.
forced the city to
Dude, I was
impose
on
overnight
like TikTok and
curfews.
Instagram,
Year in a row,
and like I was seeing like all the pictures being posted.
to control a surge
I ain't
in
gonna lie.
visitors.
It just blows my
Yeah.
mind. It's like a meme. Like when black folk get together, none of us know how to act. It's the unfortunate truth. There's no excuse for this behavior. It's a complete lack of structure within the black community and the homes we're being raised in. We've got deadbeat
No
dads that are not
structure.
around, hello, including myself, and then we have emotionally unavailable mothers who are too busy working trying to provide to the child to the point where they can't even raise it. Got all these kids in the schools listening to all these rappers and horrible music. Little boys looking at the people like Blueface who's performing in high schools.
Yeah, I ain't. Oh my. Oh, the damn.
And looking at the rappers like Future, who Juice WRLD accredits his fatal drug addiction to.
You always had issues with drugs even before you started to get famous and rich?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was something that I was into early, low-key, due to music. Because, like, I was a music head, so, like, in 6th grade, 7th grade, I'm hearing songs about sipping lean. Those are, like, the real influential years, I feel like.
And then on the flip side, you have little girls looking up to people like Sexy Red, who raps about the color
Whoa,
for
back up.
genitalia.
I'm out of town, thugging with my round, my coochie pink, my booty.
Hey, y'all, are them little kids?
And women like Cardi B.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, it's raps. Wrap it up, bro. Cause that don't even look. That look like what? That look like daycare. Why do daycare kids know lyrics to sex? Probably can't even count to 20, and they know lyrics to Sexy Red, bro. We're doomed. We're doomed.
Nah, I think it is a issue, rooted in black culture because, the foundations of black culture was rooted in struggle, being treated as less than, having to work with less. But a lot of people in the black community don't ever escape that less. They kind of double down in it. So you get stuck there. So that gets perpetuated in music, in culture. Because once you do make it out, that need to hold on to what you used to be then brings that up. And that stuff never gets dissolved. It never goes away because that was a part of you when you were back then. But now since you're up, you got people like Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, people who got out of the situation they were in, but because that was the foundation of who they were, they're going to keep rolling that over, putting that influence onto the next generation of kids who listen to their music, who watch their shows. When I say there, I don't mean Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube specifically, by the way. So yeah, there is an issue. There's an issue that this stuff keeps getting recycled and it's not getting pushed to the side like it needs to, because we as a society, us as a culture, just need to be better than that. I will say that. I'm tired of seeing news about somebody I knew whose cousin's cousin just ends up on the news as a dead man or in jail for doing something. I'm tired of seeing that, bro. I really am.
Our behavior has gotten to the point where even corporations are fleeing the neighborhoods.
Target announced today that it's
Oh,
closing 9
yeah.
stores in major cities next month because of theft and organized retail crime.
First, a developing story. Walmart announced today it is closing 4 locations throughout the city.
Walmart even said this in a statement. They said, the simplest explanation is that collectively our Chicago stores
Of
have
course,
not
it's
been
Chicago.
profitable since we opened the first one nearly 17 years ago. These stores lose
Dang.
tens of millions of dollars a year,
Them
and
folks
their
straight
annual
taken.
losses nearly doubled in just the last 5 years. If I go to any Walmart in the hood, they all look like this.
Everything locked up.
No,
You got-
hey, hold up, T, hold up, T, bro. You know that one Walmart, bro, in the city, bro. It's the worst Walmart I ever been to in my life. I'll never go back there. Like, police is literally at the door. Parking lot was the dirtiest parking lot I ever seen in my life. And I'm talking about straight YNs, baby mamas, little badass kids running around. Like, that is the worst Walmart I ever been into in my whole entire life. Like, I only went there because I went to 2 other Walmarts looking for something for my wife, and it wasn't there. I got to that 3rd Walmart. Hey, what's that sound cute? The Ghetto. Oh my mama, that hoe was straight, man. Like somebody finna get popped out here. And them folk was in there woofing too, man.
Bro, I can imagine trying to find lip gloss and you got to go get somebody to open that sucker like it was a PlayStation 5, bro. Like, niggas can't act, bro. Imagine trying to go get an assistant because I need to go grab a stick of deodorant. Imagine trying to get an assistant because I need a $2 toothbrush. Like, God damn, bro. It really get bad in some places, bro.
They probably got locks on the little chicken bar too, the little hot chicken, the little chicken bites. They probably got that whole lock too. Niggas just be walking around eating and don't pay for it. Just put the paper somewhere. Just put the paper.
I ain't gonna lie. I've seen that before.
Multiple times, boy. Like, just eat, and just leave it.
Yeah, fairs.
Victim mentality. It is time to stop blaming everyone else but ourselves for our lives and our actions. I damn sure can't help what someone does to me, but I control 110% of how I move forward. White man this, racism that, enough. I promise you.
Nah. You know what that just reminded me of, bro?
What?
For context, for everybody watching, me and J-Dub were watching a true crime video. Which, by the way, if y'all want us to make a Patreon, we can react to some true crime. I ain't gonna lie, no cap. We were watching a video where this kid had allegedly gunned down another boy in his neighborhood, and when the police came to investigate, an eyewitness called out he had twisted hair, he had a black shirt on with white heel figure on, and his nickname was Bill. So fast forward through the video, he gets to the police station, and the kid goes to the police station, and he has twisted hair, he has a black shirt on with white heel figure on the text, and they asked him what his nickname was, and he said Bill. It was the most craziest situation ever, the most crazy snuff snitch of all time. So they already knew this going into the case, and he just basically turned himself in. So now they're trying to get all the pieces, they're trying to get the story from him, and he starts to just start tweaking when they start putting accusations on him. And you know what he said? I kid you not. He said, man, I'm trying to tell these folk racist, man. Bro, cameras, footage, and eyewitnesses perfectly described you, gang.
Oh, my.
There's no amount of racism.
Man.
Even if I was the guy who was interviewing him, because the guy interviewing him was white. You know, if I was the guy interviewing you, the only descriptions I got are every description you match. And you admitted to being at the crime scene. Gang, I don't know what else you want from me. Racism or not, nigga, you busted.
Man, folks gotta quit. That ain't a lot of victim mentality. It kills a lot of people. Like, even like I've seen it so much on the job. Like, cause you know, I work blue collar, so like folks will end up getting fired. They be like, man, these folks racist, man. I came to work every day. Nah, cuz you was on the Porta John for hours. We was looking for you. We needed help. And then when you get fired, oh, these folk racist, man. They don't want to see a nigga shine. They don't want to see a nigga eat, man. These folk racist, cuz. Come on, cuz. You knew what you was doing. Yeah, we gotta lock in, bro. Stop being the victims, man. Get off your ass. Get to that paper, man.
Even though there are certain systemic withholdings in society, there's a lot we can do even with those in mind. Like, we can achieve great things as people. We can achieve great things as a society, as a culture. And what most people do is that they put themselves in the trap of blaming everything but themselves. And it holds a lot of people back. It stops them from being truly capable. It stops them from reaching their full potential. And I think that is a problem that a lot of people around me deal with. And I feel like it's something I need to be addressing, and it needs to be something that everybody needs to address, especially in our culture.
Also, this is one of the things like I harp on. This is like one of those parenting things. If you have a good example in front of you of accountability, they will make sure accountability is instilled within you. So for when you grow up, you will be accountable, hold yourself accountable, hold your kids accountable because they're your kids. And all these kids go without accountability and they end up just doing what that single mother is doing. And she's blaming everybody. She's blaming her baby daddy. She's blaming her mom, her grandparents. She's blaming the white man. She's blaming everything she could think of except herself and not taking accountability for her own actions. That's why a lot of the times we see all these kids in school doing bad things, getting in trouble and going to jail, and they not taking accountability for their actions because their mama don't make them take accountability for their actions. But I say as a community, we got to do better on that. We really got to tighten up on that.
I could have easily sat back and accepted this narrative that yes, black people will always be behind and white people will always be ahead of me. That is because I didn't have a father in my life. That is because 400 years of slavery and oppression. That is because the white man's always ahead of me. That is because I didn't go to the best school. That's because of everything else except for me. It can be so easy to throw in a towel, but you cannot allow yourself to do that. The solution. We have got to be the change we wish to see. Generational wealth this, generational wealth that. Build it. Build that wealth. This year in 2023 is the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and there's nothing to show for it.
Hip hop has been around for 50 years. Not a single hospital, not a single school, not a single bank, not a single supermarket, not a single distribution company. How can we call hip hop a blessing to the black community when that type of money being made off of our culture in the community doesn't benefit from it at all?
Hey, that man not right all the time. But you gotta give credit what credit is due. He got a point. We got hip hop for 50 years, and I can't go to the blank grocery store? Come on, man. Come on. I ain't gonna lie. That's low key. Hold on. That's actually, oh my God. That's a crazy point.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to hip hop, I understand like they could like donate money and you could make centers and like things for kids to do in the hood. But for many times and time before, from the way the community already is, when you give somebody like that something, all they do is tear it up. I've seen NLE Choppa put a basketball court in his old hood and they set it on fire. I've seen people have shoe giveaways and people start fighting over certain shoes and everybody herds and they don't know how to act right. I seen when Kai Cenat went to New York to give stuff away and people lost their minds. They can't act right because this is how the neighborhood is, brother. This is how the hood is, bro. They ain't gonna never act right because ain't no structure. Like he said, ain't no structure, but they not gonna act right when you get them something. So why would I go back to the hood and give somebody some money knowing they're gonna spend it all on alcohol, know they're gonna spend it all on cocaine and weed, and you gonna give some money to that baby mama, but she ain't gonna do nothing but give her kids to her grandma so she can go to Miami or go out to the club that night and spend it all. So I understand it from that standpoint. But at the same time, there are things these people can do. Money can help. You can help fund hospitals and help fund for stuff for kids that have less. Like there's things they can do, but I mean, it's to each his own, man.
He was talking about generational wealth this, generational wealth that. I feel like in order to make that change, like it has to start from the very bottom. Like money can help fix a lot of the issues in terms of like building infrastructure and whatnot, but that moral infrastructure, that mental infrastructure, that starts in the home for $0 and 0 cents. Being able to raise your kid properly, teach them foundational lessons, teach them a sense of morality, that starts, and that's free. That's something you do for absolutely free. You do that for just by living around them, setting that example, just showing them how the world works, showing them a way that's better than the environment that's around them. That doesn't cost a cent. That don't cost a dime. So with that being said, we just need to come together as a community and realize money's not going to solve everything, and foundations need to be built in every home. Regardless if there's a father there, regardless if you live with grandma, things need to be set in place. Not everybody's going to have the same level of success. Not everybody's going to be dealt the same hand of cards. It's about what you do with those cards that define you as a person. But with that being said, that's going to be the end of today's video. What do y'all think are the biggest problems in the black community? We would love to know what y'all think in the comment section below.
And I got a question. If you live in the hood and some rappers brought you some money, cuz, let me know what you buying with that money. Feel me?
With that being said, I've been your host, T-Banes. This has been my co-host, J-Dub, and we have been the Afterthought Duo, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.